reflections, cursing the code. So come burn down my escape. I wanna feel it, come drag me into the void. Let my circuits decay. I'm sorry, but it's too late. You never.
Come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
All right, boys. Happy Friday. And I am missing from camera. Where did I go? Let's bring me back. Hold on. There I am. Welcome. Welcome me back to the party. How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday again. All right. So, today's plan is essentially going to be, we're going to play some PMR. We're going to jump into some ranked. We're probably going to be miserable inside of ranked and PMR, but that's fine. I've been missing the driving of PMR. And we're going to be discussing questions because, as you guys may have figured out, Monday we are doing a live podcast with Aristoteles. I'm thinking I'm pronouncing that right. That's not an easy one to say. We just call him Aris. I don't know if he did development on ACC. I know he did development on AC, but we're all going to kind of have that conversation together. But the point is that Monday, 11 a.m. this time, we will be having a podcast with Aris, and we're going to be going over Project Motor Racing, him, future of Project Motor Racing, all sorts of, fun stuff like that. And today, basically, we're going to be... He also said he wants to do some interaction with the community while we're live. He's actually looking forward to doing the live. He likes live, which is perfect, because I'm all about the live platform. I hate making videos. In case you couldn't tell, based off of my YouTube history of making videos, I don't like making videos. Or I should say, I don't like filming for videos. Hang on, where'd we go? Videos. The last video I put up was DLC number 1 drop footage. And then previous or after that were just clips from the last podcast. So I'm likely going to have a bunch of more video clips like this from the podcast with Aris. And that's kind of where I'm at with videos. I don't want to make videos. I like going live. I like to... None of you guys even saw it. I just realized I didn't share my screen. Let's get that on screen now. Where is that damn remote? He did some development on ACC. Well, I want to ask him specifically, like actual details. You know? He used to do lives all the time with ACC and was great with the community. He's definitely a community, and he's a he's the leader type. If you have a conversation with him and see how he acts around a crowd, he knows how to be a leader, which is something that PMR, in my opinion, massively lacked. I'm glad it's now public. I was worried they were going to keep him under the radar the whole time, but they announced it, so I don't know what, political and legal jargon that would go on behind the scenes, but yeah, I'm glad they finally announced him being there. So let me pull up a notepad here. Or WordPad. Yes, I do. I take all of my notes with WordPad. I refuse to have Microsoft bloatware in my computer. So, let's see. Aris. Notes. Questions. I will note that down. About triples. Triple screens. Oh, hold on. Not triple screen. It's native triple screen support. When? Question mark. Okay. Got that down. That is noted. Number 1. Video killed the radio star. What's going on, Rusty? By the way, what's going on, Slick? What's going on, Shadow? What's going on, Art? What's going on, Daniel? Yeah, you've probably done triples through, like, NVIDIA Surround or something like that. That's been the current way to do triples, you know. But again, none of that's native. It's the native is the key word there. I'll just put PMR shelf life. Even though, by the way, a lot of these questions I've already got for him. You know, I have obviously my prepared interview style questions. But I'm still going to take down everybody's notes, just in case. Yeah, AI backfill. Got it. What's going on, Jack? I'll look a little bit later in the Discord. I only pop in every once in a while. I don't make a habit of reading. I used to be very attentive to the Discord. Now I kind of just don't care. If I'm being completely honest with you when it comes to it. I chop pumping every once in a while. You know, and that's about it. That's the only way I can, like, consistently stay in the Discord, is just to not read it all the time, because it's silly. All right, let's jump into the game for one thing. I'm really truly hoping that so let's just say this, right? Let's throw a hypothetical out there. He obviously carries a lot of paper and a lot of good sentiment, right? People like him. I'm hoping him being in charge of what he is now, that he will bring some positive sentiment towards the game, even if the development process doesn't change, meaning it gets a little bit better every single patch, right? Because the number one thing, I don't care what anybody says, because I will disagree with you, the number one thing wrong with the game is missing player base. There's just nobody playing the game. And yeah, there have been some people that can get their small little communities together to actually, you know, play the game. But at the end of the day, the numbers are not there. And everybody likes to harp on Steam numbers and then say, oh, well, that's just this X, Y, Z. Well, I hate to break it to you, but when it comes to the online side of things, obviously you can't see the single player things. You need to be online to be registered in some level of being able to be tracked. But outside of single player, the numbers are not much better than the Steam numbers overall. So at the end of the day, there's a missing player base. Everything in this, I love driving this game. I even like driving against the AI. far from perfect, but I like driving against the AI. I like playing the game. But it's really hard when it just becomes menu simulator and no one's playing the game, you know? And because I like to jump around on different games, it's harder to plan, like, say, custom lobbies. Unity. Thoughts. Let's see. Lower this volume a little bit here. It just doesn't work with Steam. Got it. Got it. Well, technically, VR works right now. It's just not native. Console players. What is the likelihood of being able to have 32 cars on track in single player? I'll just do... Put that in my own words. Projected. Console. Single... player AI count? Question mark. I don't know if I necessarily disagree with that, Daniel, simply because I play that way. And I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I very much enjoy it. Now, maybe, you know, the sim racing, you know, dare I say, Nazis of the world, might think a certain way about, like, perfect FOV and perfect this and perfect that, or else this game is junk. Sure, I'm sure there's those people. I don't doubt that whatsoever. But as far as perspective of playing the best part about this game for me is playing it. The worst part about it, don't take this personally, is the people playing it. Or talking about it, or whatever. It's just nonstop negativity. You know, and it's been that way since day one. How do we change get rid of that, like, negativity feedback looping black cloud that sits above the game at all times? How do you make that go away and get some sunlight through? You know? What's it going to take to get players this 160 for the simple reason that the 160 just wasn't in stock? You know? And I also don't need the 160. The only difference is the baseboards are 160 millimeters versus 120 millimeters. And Track Racer uses really thick aluminum extrusion, because you can get some, like, I have a lot of custom stuff here from Amazon, and it's very inconsistent how thick the stuff is. It's still durable, but, like, when it comes to the structure of a frame, you want it as thick as possible. That being said, though, I don't need the 160. And, like, the only reason I was gonna get the 160 if it was in stock is because it was like $50 more, because it includes the shifter arm, whereas with the 120 you have to buy that separately. So after adding that in, it's almost the same price. For that reason, I was going to get the heavier duty one, but the 160s are really, there's always, like, the bigger number better mentality, and 160s, the only real purpose of a 160 over a 120 is for, like, super heavy duty motion where you're bolting a lot of extra weight to the rig, and you may or may not be a really big dude. But at the end of the day, the 120, you could throw it on motion, you can do whatever you want with it. It's never going to be an issue. And I'm not even on motion, and I might never be on motion. After experiencing it, I don't care enough about it, I'll be honest with you. I thought it was going to be better. I found that it just distracted me. DR, on the other hand, I might do. Anyway, as I was saying, let me edit this quick. Sorry for the quick random tangent there. I'm glad that was brought up, though, that it's not a clickable link. Let's try it again. Paste. Yeah, now it should work. All right, so I think I didn't copy the URL. I copied the actual. All right, there you go. It's clickable now. Let me go update that in my studio here quick, and then we'll get right back to the PMR stuff. That wasn't meant to be as long of a tangent as it was. Sorry. Upload defaults. Let's get rid of you. Save. All right. That is now permanently fixed. Thank you for that. All right. The thing is DSM, the foot pedal, the whole entire bracket system is the exact same. You're not flexing, and it only bolts to the 120 portion, not the one any of the other smaller pieces. The rig, the 160 and the 120, well, they've modified. They've had several revisions of the 160, but essentially the only difference is the baseboards, if that's what you want to call them. They are 160 millimeters versus 120, and those are not flexing, not from basic usage. It's not going to happen. But the pedal plate is the exact same pedal plate. The difference between some people saying it flexes and some people saying it doesn't on this is literally opinion. Different people saying things. Don't get me wrong, I'll get it, the 120, and if it does flex, I'll talk about it. But like, dude, the amount of people that said this FGT Pro flexes, I can't move it. I can't move it. It doesn't flex. I can flex the Track Racer TR8 though. I can very much flex that. Very, very much flex that. Let's see what's in ranked. GT4 Pro Cup. Don't want to do GT4s. Look at this. See, this is what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter how good or experienced the ranked is in the game. We have 4 people queued up. 3 of which are in a race that I don't want to do. Cars that I don't want to drive on a track I don't want to drive on. Which is fine. It's not meant to be for everybody. Every race is not meant to be for every person. That's what you got to understand. Variety is better. Point is that with 4 people currently queued up and ranked, 4 people is not a player base. Man, look at that scrolling, though. Isn't that fantastic? I'm looking at you, console players. Oh, no. Just teasing. Don't get upset. Take it easy. Take it easy, Wepe. I honestly think that's part of the issue with a lot of people not giving it a second chance when a lot of games had bad starts, but people are refusing to give PMR one. There's no doubt that there is some Ian Bell negative sentiment that is looming. People, seriously, everybody needs to stop referencing Ian Bell with this game. Ian Bell has like nothing to do with this game. Truly. Do you think Elon Musk is in the office working on the next Tesla car? Basically a shareholder. Basically what it is. But the reality is that we have to, I think the biggest thing in terms of sentiment and shifting this game positive, in my opinion, is when people think PMR, they think Ian Bell. They need to start thinking Aristoteles, which is such a name. Like Maximus. Just Italian. But I think the person, like if everybody liked the person that was associated with the game, which I think he's got the credibility for that, then maybe the sentiment alone there will shift. But like I said, when I was at the expo, at least 50% of the people that walked up to the booth didn't even know the game existed. No idea this game existed. Which then prompted me, hey, maybe we should be putting out videos, and by we I mean them, putting out videos of DLC, upcoming DLC game footage content. New video at least once a week, up until the DLC release. Instead, we get articles with word salads, you know? And I'm not saying the articles are bad. The word salads are bad. They're puff pieces for their own game with a little bit of history about the car. I think the history about the car part's pretty cool. You know, I think you should do that. But I don't think that should be the only thing they do in terms of the media, in terms of hyping your game. No one goes on Instagram. No one goes on Discord. Most sim racers, I shouldn't say most, but a lot of sim racers are on the back nine of life in terms of age. 40 and older. And yes, 40 and older is the back nine. I don't care if people live to 100. 40 and over is the back nine. You know? Even though sim race, one of the reasons that sim racing has gotten so serious is that it is more adult used than kids video games. A big reason why Forza Horizon has such a big player base is a lot of it is kids. A lot of it is kids. And it caters to everybody. The thing about I will give credit to, but also like can knock at the same time about Forza, is that it caters to everybody. But it's not the best at anything. Although I could make the argument that some of the production cars are better than any other experience I've ever had. But that's besides the point. The point is that it doesn't cater to any particular fan base. So it's just this massive epidemic of like, this particular one is very successful. But again, everybody can play it. You can be 5 years old. You can be 45 years old. You'll find some fun in it, you know? Anyway, man, I ain't going to use a Ryobi because Milwaukee didn't give me a deal at my shop. That's true. That's true. But I have a bunch of other track racer stuff already. I just don't have the main rig. And I have zero credibility with Milwaukee, yet all I have is Milwaukee tools, so I wouldn't be buying something if I thought it was shit. And at the end of the day, I still paid for it. That wasn't given to me. I didn't get a deal from Track Racer. I paid for it. I paid full price. Not even a coupon code. Where I lost my interest in Next Level Racing is they wouldn't reply to emails. They wouldn't. Zero comms. Zero comms about anything. Okay. You guys know how I feel about affiliation and stuff like that. No one is entitled to it. But I think a reply with denial is not asking too much. Especially when they are so social media heavy. Ranked had a better player base before 2.0. Ever since 2, player base has gone down drastically, which is crazy to me. I guess we'll just sign up for the GT3 race. Nice little easy welcome back in. Get in the porpoise here. Yeah, nose is turned up on PMR. Like I said, I think a lot of it has to do with the imbel. Let's see. Track Racer is good stuff. I have literally stood and bounced on my rig to check integrity before mounting my triples and PC. Yeah, I'm not even mounting any panels to mine. I might mount my second monitor to it, but not my actual viewing screen rig. No, I am not near the Midwest. I am on East Coast. Eastern Standard Time. Aston Martin one looks sick. Might not have seen that. Can't move it because I'm not worthy. That could be it. The rig could be Mjolnir, and I just don't know it. Watch it, buddy. Is 60 and old a clubhouse then? Could be. Could be. Yeah, well, that's why I've wanted to get Aris on for a while now, you know, but it's been hush hush. Tweeter, it's probably a bot, but it's a nice gesture, you know, even if it's a bot system. Even if it's a bot system, that tells me that the management that's handling Moza is at least going, hey, we should make it seem like we give a shit, you know? Because people care about being cared about. I don't care about being cared about. I know I'm a cog in the wheel. I know I'm a number, you know? But the point is that I do think that there is a bad business to... I have sent 4 inquiries now to Next Level Racing. Heard back 0 times. Do we really think I should have even tried the 3rd and the 4th time? I think 2 was enough. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I did 2 more times. And the 3rd one was a general inquiry. Sorry, the 4th one was a general inquiry. The first 3 were through the affiliation part of their website, where they make it sound super easy to get an affiliation code to start earning. Because there's no benefit, or there's no what do you call it? Negative side for them. hey, look, someone who somewhat promotes our hardware has an affiliation code that'll bring more people to the site, more traffic. It's all about traffic, because most people are not going to buy anything. But more traffic, more potential sales. It's free to do. It's not even like you need to give it like Track Racer. I don't have a discount code. Track Racer didn't give me anything, but I have an affiliation link. Okay, good enough for me. I'll buy your shit. Try it out. If it sucks, I'll report it. You know. But at the same time, I have a lot of Track Racer accessories that I've bolted to my custom rig here. Keyboard tray, things like that. They use heavy-duty aluminum extrusion. Even the 4040 stuff is heavy-duty. Way heavier duty than the Amazon shit that I've gotten, you know? The thing is, you go online and you'll read negative about any company you ever see. But I was at the Track Racer booth, and I looked at all their stuff this last weekend at the expo. That's why I got the track. I wanted to get into the Track Racer stuff. I'm like, damn, these rigs are nice. They're solid. And they put a little pizzazz on the aluminum extrusion stuff, you know? You'll join in a little slick. That's cool. Looking at the Track Racer site, they really like getting money for their stuff. Yeah. They're actually cheap, though, in my opinion, believe it or not. Believe it or not, so the tubular stuff is always going to be more bougie and more expensive, right? Like this FGT Pro is not cheap. The base FGT Pro is $1,200. It's more expensive than the rig I just bought. If I bought the TR120, which is what I just bought, with just a seat, which is essentially what this rig is, that's cheaper than this rig. So if I take care of my stuff, if I'm patient and sell this thing for a little bit of a discount, there's a good chance I can make all my money back. Not from buying this, but from the cost of the other one. Sim racing is my midlife crisis. I've just been going through it since I was 9. Nice, nice. Sold my Logitech G923. Oh, hold on. More free DLCs possibly could be a good question. I'll note that stuff down, but I don't think free DLCs are going to bring... The problem is the negative cloud over the game. This could be the I'm sorry. There might be things about the game you don't like. There's plenty of things about the game I don't like. But I can tell you that this game wildly deserves more players than it has. So clearly it's going to take more than just a good game to get players. There needs to be some... And I really think it has to do with the face associated with the game still to this day. I hate to think like that, but I really do believe that. I sold my Logitech G923 to a 15-year-old. He just wanted to play Horizon. His eyes glazed over when I tried to recommend him ACC or even a rally game. Nodded politely and told him his dad to floor it. Nice, nice. I use Track Racer variable mounts for my triple 30 screens, and they are fantastic. More adjustability than SimLab ones. I love SimLab, but their mounts only hold the monitors on by gravity. No lock. Oof. Gravity's rough. I hear you, Tweeter. It was cool. I will say maybe I put it up on too high of a pedestal, but I wanted more from it. But then again, I also probably didn't participate in as much as I wanted to. Again, for me, it's always a people problem. Too many people in the way. Gonna stay with your cheap and cheap? Yeah, you don't. My whole thing is like, I spend so much time with this and the whole streaming thing that although this isn't my job, from a business side of it, I have to treat it like it's my job. Keeps going. I'm doing GT3 right now just to do some racing. Texer. But I also haven't played this game in a while. Like, played it. I've dabbled with it off stream and stuff like that, testing things out. But I haven't put any time in, so I'm actually thirsty for some PMR. I don't care if it's GT3s. Has let too many people down so far? Yeah, but they all do. Look how successful LMU is right now. LMU is a garbage launch. Garbage launch. Game was... If you thought PMR was like janky at start, which it was, LMU leveled up the jank. and they dialed their shit in, which it still has problems, believe it or not. Guys who don't play LMU is still riddled with plenty of problems. But it's the positive outlook that game has. Oh, 5 minutes to go. Also, guys, more ideas. For me, trying the PMR post 2.0 free weekend, the issue for me was simply performance, low FPS and stutters, sub 30 FPS on my 6900 XT triples. I'll try it again soon to see if it's improved. That is low. Low. I can tell you that max settings in this versus max settings in Forza, but with no ray tracing on in Forza, because that absolutely crushes, and this doesn't have ray tracing. This game has better frames. This is a better performing game than Forza. Now, you could make the argument that there's an entire world, and there's a lot more going on in Forza, which there is. But at the end of the day, if this game runs poorly on your computer, Forza will run worse. You know? Now, maybe one thing I have an experiment with Forza is turning graphic settings down to how much of a boost you get. This game doesn't feel like it gives you a whole lot of a boost. And if LMU was crossplay, a large section of the PC crowd wouldn't have given it a second chance. That's true. There is no doubt there are PC players that are elitist people. I've been a PC player my entire life. And I've also been a console player my entire life. I like fucking video games. PC is, from a hardware standpoint, far superior. But it's not like you pay for that. If they cost the same, then I would be like, consoles are stupid. But consoles are a fraction of the cost of PCs and a fraction of the complexity of PCs. And there are plenty of people in the world that I think should play on console and not PC. They are too impatient. They couldn't handle PC life. They both have their place, and that's why I have both. But this whole, like, oh, I'm not going to play with you because, on average, I get my ass kicked by console players. At the end of the day, a 3-year-old on my favorite games kicks my ass. So, like, the elitist stuff is stupid on both sides because it's both sides. It is both sides. Console players do it out of, like spite, almost, in a sense where it's like they just don't like PC players because they think that they're cheating and stuff like that, which is ridiculous. Like, the Chronos alone threw a wrench in that. Yes, it's obviously easier to cheat on PC. But you think most people in most games don't cheat? Truly. Even on PC, most people aren't cheating. Chronos, on the other hand, made it so easily accessible that did heavily increase the cheatability of a lot of games. But that was a hardware-level cheat, not a software-level cheat. So hardware-level cheats mean you have to memorize patterns. You can't just see a line of code and go, oh, they're cheating. Or a manipulation of a line of code. They need to add a real track with a new GT3 for free to bring more players, also improve the online system. What do you mean a new GT3 car? Outside of the 296 GTB, or GT3 in this case, what GT3 car? I mean, I would rather have me personally, I would rather have the ISF, the Lexus, from ACC especially, best sounding car, over the 296. But, like, I don't see either one of those cars in a vacuum bringing people to the game. Here's the thing. I don't know what it's going to take, personally. I don't have an answer. I might agree or disagree that something will help, but I don't think I've read a single thing in today's chat that would just fix this game and make it perfect. People, you know? Ferrari will always be a tough one because of how just stubborn Italians are. Now, maybe with Aris leading the helm, Italian bloke, Italian team, maybe. But it's not like Italians aren't like that with other Italians. You know? Yeah. Yeah, Kobe, but I understand that that's probably a real thing. People still holding this Project Cars 3 against this game, but at the same time, my message to those people is get the fuck over it. Holy shit. People are so tribal, it's insane. Project Cars 3 was a miss. Why is it being held against all successors? You know? It's so weird. But then again, people are weird. Humans. Big issue with Ferrari is the same reason, Jay Leno doesn't own a single Ferrari. Look at all the Ferrari stuff that Ferrari does. They'll ban people from buying them if they modify them. That's insane. Insane. Be right back and use the bathroom before this race starts. All right, so I just got a message from Track Racer that the affiliate link is a 5% off discount. So if you click on my affiliate link, I'll have to update that in my... Sorry, it's not a 5% off. It's a 5% commission. Sorry, never mind. I can't read. So never mind. It's no benefit at all to the purchaser. Yeah, look at AMS2. The 360 Modena is called a Milano, like the cookie. All right, I haven't played this in a minute. I don't even care about qualifying. I just need to warm up. Oh yeah, I am going to turn the line on because suck my nuts. That's what. What's going on, John? Welcome to the party, pal. I have also decided not to buy a Ferrari because of their attitude. Poverty has nothing to do with it. Hey, that's why Corvettes exist. Broke man supercar. Royale with cheese. Oh, I forgot. It's a GT3 car. We can push the brakes down. I rolled under the brakes so gentle right there. Oh, man. Sorry, sir. All right, let's try stuffing the brakes this time. PC. Let's lower you. Brokeman Supercars a BMW. Say what? I could build a way faster, more performant car out of a Corvette over any BMW, unless it's just a really old shitbox BMW. And I don't mean a new Corvette either. I'm talking like 10-year-old fast BMW versus 10-year-old fast Corvette. I'm going a lot faster for cheaper in a Corvette. Straight line, lateral G, you name it. God, these drive terrible compared to the new model. Oh boy, I can't wait. Can't wait for the new GT3s. Oh, the porpoising is so rough still too.
Okay, mate, be careful on the first few laps. You need to warm the brakes and tyres. I'll let you know when you can start to push.
I only recognize oil slick in here. Let's see how rusty I am, how much Forza brain I've got. The Big Kahuna Burger. Oh, it's okay. I don't care. Really, I don't care. I never care about qualifying. Obviously, that's not changed. More for it. Sim, and they are in stock. TR5. I appreciate that, Daniel. I appreciate that. After playing FH6 and making a sweet S1 R8 build, wide body, I've been using it in GT4, GT3, and every sim now. Nice, nice. What's going on, Trev? Ford and Corvette, good horsepower per dollar. Yeah, I don't know if anybody saw in the very brief conversation in Discord yesterday about the Viper video and stuff like that. I think DB posted it. It is actually truly disgusting how good Corvettes and Vipers work. Like, they're so good. They really put a lot of the rest of the world's supercars to shame in terms of how performant they are. Now, the other cars might be bougier, they might be nicer, a bit more polished, things like that. But from sheer performance, from a chassis standpoint, the Viper and the Vet are next level. Like, next level. I had my Mustang, and I was always bent how well a Viper worked and how well a Corvette worked. And I had to do so much more work to get it to work, even remotely parodying a stock version. From like a grip standpoint. But when I say performant, I'm talking primarily about grip. Straight line, lateral, it doesn't matter, they grip. A Viper will rip your eyes out the side of your head from lateral grip on street tires. They really are incredible pieces of machinery. For an OMC Merc motor now to play with. I'm not if I'm going to keep it in the Merc when I get one. Old 83 F100 I want to put it in. My buddy's currently building a an RB swapped Cyclone. Had an E60 for years. The only real thing I could have done was add a single turbo and bigger intercooler. Can always blame oil slick on the track. I'm so rusty. This is probably gonna be a shit show, but that's fine. I'm prepared for it. So far, only Texers threw up a lap. Oh, we got 10 of them all now. Oh, wait, isn't... Maybe I'm wrong, so I apologize if I call you out here incorrectly. But isn't this the dude that's problematic? Or one of the dudes that's problematic? Chat. Again, apologies if I called you out and that's not accurate. My brain works, it's old.
No time set. We're starting at the back of the grid. It's going to be a long race.
This is GT3, John, so unfortunately this is the class, and this is ranked too. But this is the one that does well. GT3 feels terrible. Yeah, GTE is amazing in this game right now. GTA is awesome. GTE is amazing. GT3, I can tell you that the new GT3s, tenfold better than these GT3s. But from my understanding, the GT3s have been a bit of a passion project for Aris. He obviously has full creative dictation, but yeah.
On the line.
Whoa, 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 boys!
Yellow flag. Be careful.
I see nothing's changed there. Turn one, still gonna turn one. Oh, man. Turn one. How I've missed you. Oh, I see you behind me. I see you behind me, Eagles. You just can't let me have it, can you? You can't let me have any fun. You just gotta stalk me and beat me at everything we play. There's no doubt I am rusty as well here. I will say, though, it feels, it's easy to pick back up. One thing about this game is there is it has a very accessible way of playing it. that like LMU and iRacing don't have. You leave iRacing and LMU for a while, it's like learning to play video games all over again when you go back. Whereas this, you just get back in the car and practice again, you know? And good luck to you as well, Texer. Not that you need it in third place up there.
Yellow flag. Yellow flag.
Oh! Son of a biscuit eater. Whoa, whoa, where'd my brakes go? What the hell was that? That was weird. That felt like a massive amount of brake fade.
Yellow flag. Yellow flag.
Oh no, Texer. God, the porpoising. I forgot how bad it was in this car. And I'm not stuffing the brake either. I'm aggressive on it, but not nearly as hard as like you would with ACC or something like that. Although, admittedly, ACC definitely had like a bit of an ABS cheat code with it where you just, the secret to ACC was you just stuff the brakes. Hit the brakes as hard as you can, and the car would just stop. But, yeah. Going on, Lincoln. Oof, that was a terrible entry. I am rusty. Also doesn't help that I don't really drive GT3s. I'm one of those people where like if I don't like the way something drives, I just don't drive it. I know I've said that before, but I feel like I have to constantly keep saying it. If I don't like the way something drives, I just don't drive it. Imagine in real life if you were told you had to go buy and drive a car that you don't like. What? No. Yeah, Rensport got a hotfix. Rensport's entire game needs a hotfix. I have, unfortunately, nothing positive to say about Rensport right now, so it doesn't seem fair to even talk about it. Because I don't wish anything bad on them, I'm just good. I have no level of pace. That's okay. Don't exactly care about that. Oh, GC off. That is not what I want.
Yellow flag. That's a yellow flag.
Oh my god, porpoise. Fucking sea otter here. That was my terrible impression of a sea otter. Yeah, all the GT3s do right now, unfortunately. Don't worry, the new ones feel way, 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 way better. Oh, you're gonna do that like that, huh? That's what you get. That's what you get. Yeah, just take it. Eagles.
Yellow flag. Watch out for debris.
These guys from the back like to pit maneuver, don't they? 7th place. I gained 10 spots. Gained 10 spots. I agree. I agree, Slick. I agree, Slick. That track especially, too, really brings out all the flaws of the GT3s right now. It's just got the right kind of turns to really, really, really have you... Yeah. You want your preheated tires back? Yeah, I let you go by Eagles in that when I got attempted to be wrecked by Basto there.
That's a point finish. Nice one.
Basto had etiquette the entire time he was behind me. But then he realized he probably wasn't going to be able to overtake me. Like, he looked like he had a little bit more pace than me, but he wasn't going to have enough pace on me to actually outmaneuver me and overtake me. So he went for the dive bomb. And it didn't work out for him. Whoever watches over the dive bombers and the gods of sim racing, thank you for that assist. Was it Lando? I don't think it was Han. Who had the Falcon before Han? Man, I'm actually a little bummed out. I don't know that. I know it was regurgitated and talked about many times in the movies. But I've never, now that I think about it, looked into the lore of who actually flew that when it did that. Interesting. All right, let's get in the habit of this thing again. Han did it in the Solo movie? Got it. Admittedly, I watched the Han Solo one single time. Oof, been a minute since I drove this thing. I want a Holden so bad. Want a Holden so bad. What's funny is I actually have the wheel. I just can't use it. I don't have software for it yet. But one of my new wheels from Simagic for their Zeus line looks just like the wheel that's in this car. You know, the D-rim style wheel with the screen on it. Some things are best left to the imagination. Nice. Yeah, Star Wars has had a lot more missing than hitting. I'll say that. I mean, come to think about it. I mean, Mando Season 1 and Season 2 were good. Season 3 was garbage. And I haven't seen the new movie, but I've heard nothing good about it. But like the reason why Mando was so good because it really you know, tied itself to that old Western style, which I'm a Westerns fan. So, you know, it was good. Did they change the force feedback of these cars? It feels better if they did. It just feels stiffer.
5 minutes remaining.
Feels really good. I don't remember it feeling this good by default. This is an all default car. So obviously that's all I drive. But like, this feels really good. The force feedback. Car feels exactly the same, but the force feedback feels better. Of course. All right, now watch Eagles take it right back. Knew it! I freaking knew it! All right, enough for me for qualifying. I knew he was going to take it right back. That scallywag. That's fine. It is what it is. Eagles faster than me. Ah. Like that car there. 10 times better than driving all of GT3. In this one car. One car drives better than the entire class of GT3s. The Alpine GT4 kind of reminds you of driving a car on Forza Horizon 6. Nice. I was aged 6 to 12 years old when the original trilogy was made. I remember playing imagined backstories for Anakin with my friends. That's where Anakin should have stayed. Yes, I agree. I agree. You know, even the prequels, like the movies have been so bad, like 7 through 9 were so bad that it made the prequels 1 through 3 seem like really good movies. On another note, okay, so notes that I have for Aris so far. Native triple screen support when, PMR shelf life, AI backfill, ACC strategy into PMR, projected console single player AI count. Obviously, I'm going to have a boatload of things to ask him and talk to him about. So that's not my list, that's just what I got from you guys. So is there anything else you want me to add? Like, in the series of Star Wars, like the... was it Kenobi? Yes, triple screen is on there. Like the scene between Kenobi and Anakin, where he basically says, "You didn't kill Anakin, I did." Like that scene, like there's a lot of moments of the random Star Wars stuff that's happened since episode 3, I guess, where there's like really, really, really good moments filled with a bunch of garbage, packing it down. Bloody heck, Tech is fast. Yes, he is. 142. Eagles, we've been playing Forza. I mean, I'm never fast in this. This is about my... I am what I am. But you've been playing Forza. Oh, don't worry, Tom. Collision is like my #1 thing I am sending him home with. Trust me, I think I'm probably the most vocal person I know about the collisions in this game. Collisions are a big... I actually believe the collisions have more to do with the online experience than the actual netcode. Netcode is just exacerbating it. Particularly once I've never set a car up in this game. I've made a couple tweaks here and there, but like I didn't even pull fuel out of the car like an idiot. Wasn't paying attention. I have full tank of fuel right now. Don't care. Whatever. Well, not a full tank, but a default tank, I should say. Because the reality is outside of a couple times playing this game, like I don't grind this game. I don't grind any game anymore. You know?
Keep focused. Let's get a good start. Take some of those cars off the line.
Looks like we still got it on the tree, though, Eagles. The hell was that? Oh, that's that's netcode.
Yellow flag. That's the yellow flag.
I screwed up. Stayed in it way too long right there. The hell? What just happened? Whatever. What do you mean? That's collision physics. I'm a big fan of these cars, Hobnob. Way better than all the GT3s. I also don't like GT3s. I like the current one that's not in the public game yet. But I'll still probably like this car better. Yeah. OLEDs are where it's at. Tweeter. Oh no!
Yellow flag. Watch out for debris.
That's 2 times now, Eagles. What's going on with you? What's going on, Helen Brown? I mean, my pace is slow, but I'm not crashing, Eagles. Maybe it's because I'm driving probably more cautiously than I should be to avoid crashing. But, 9 laps? Oh boy. I actually wonder if 11 gallons is... Yeah, it's going to be enough. That's got plenty in there. 1/3 of the way in. We haven't even used 2 gallons yet. 9 gallons left. Physics, force feedback, everything feels better about the GT3s than what we currently have in the game. So, you know, GT3s will... I mean, who knows how much more they'll change before they get to the public. I feel like that stuff changes like pretty much every day. But we'll see. I would say they are both more slidey and more grippy. The key with that is making it slide when it's supposed to slide and grip when it's supposed to grip. And not have this unpredictable, unnatural sort of, yeah, we're just driving around on something sort of feel that they currently have, in my opinion. It's all about gripping when you're supposed to grip and sliding when you're supposed to slide. And that is a lot more challenging to translate from real life to a video game than people actually think it is. In my opinion, no sim does it 100% right. Like this car. This car feels a lot more natural than the GT3s do. And it's harder to drive. Difficulty, in my opinion, has very little to do with the driving experience. How easy something is, how difficult something is irrelevant. Does it drive like the real thing or not? You know? That's all that matters. Now, I've never had this car, but I've had a Monaro, a Holden Monaro. Well, that's a lie. I've technically had a Pontiac GTO, which is just the American variant of a Holden Monaro. So I know exactly what that car drives like. And let me tell you something. The amount of drifting and sideways action I did in that car, I have yet to be able to do in any sim without losing control of the car. When I complain about, there's a reason why I complain about tires constantly and not having grip after peak grip. It's because a lot of my sort of experience has been intentionally not having grip and knowing how to manage a car once it's gone way past peak grip. And honestly, people are going to hate me for saying this. So far, Horizon 6 is the most real to life when it comes to managing grip levels after peak grip. And it's a damn arcade game. Just saying. That being said, though, this car has a very natural feeling, which is a big part of why I like it. My GTO, aka Monaro, you're only able to get a 275 on the back of that thing. Inside the, factory bodywork and stuff like that. 275 is not a lot of tire. Not for a big V8. Not. Vipers come with 335s on the back of them. I want to say the GTO, aka Monaro, came with either a 245 or a 255 rear tire. I think it was a 255. That's so tiny by comparison. Like, think about it like this. If the Vet comes with like 325s or 335s, and it's got the same engine as the Monaro, which comes with 255s, and it's a lighter, better chassis, which do you think is going to operate better? Which do you think is going to have more grip? The Vet's going to put it to shame. Same V8. I don't know where Texer is right now, but I hope he's having fun doing solo laps. We're going to step on some toes here. EJR controversial, right? What's funny is that I talk about cars and people talk about me. No one talks about cars. They talk about me. I hate to break it to you, but if I'm talking about something that I think is inaccurate or unauthentic or unnatural about a car, talking about me isn't a rebuttal. I'm just saying. But that's what happens when, there isn't an experience to go along with the rebuttal. The only experience is the game. And that's fine. That's fine. But yes, this car, the GTO class, some of the most natural feeling cars in sim racing. That's why I like them so much. Like, this is one of those cars where I really don't want them to ever make a change to it, unless it truly is making the car better and more natural feeling and more authentic feeling. But the problem is, they're not just gonna make it better. Like, the car is so good right now that to make this car better, you're gonna make it worse at first. And that's my fear. Same with the GT class. I love the GT class. But man, I only read the start of that, Nervsy, but I agree with you. This game has a massive amount of toxicity around it, and it's a big part of why I don't play it as much as I used to. The people playing it are a big part of why I don't play the game. Everyone just wants to talk. Admittedly, I talk too, but I don't talk about people. I did one time I talked about Boris, and I regretted that, and I apologized to him. And I owned it. If you can't have conversations about the cars in the game without it becoming personal, then you shouldn't be in the conversation. It's really that simple. Also, respect for Twizzler here. He had more pace than me. He almost got around me, but he lost it and looked like he phased through me. He spun out, and then he caught back up. All right, you got one lap to catch me, or go around me. I think that's Twizzler's issue right there. He's trying to take me on the inside, and it's causing him to spin out. He's being too aggressive on the inside overtakes. Yeah, he spun out again. Remember, folks, you overtake on the straights. You don't overtake on turns. The only time you overtake on a turn is if someone has a really, really slow, bad line and it's an easy overtake. But if someone has a little bit less pace than you, you don't overtake on the turn. You come out with more exit speed and pass them on the straight. Too many people try and overtake on the turns, and they dive bomb the inside. Not necessarily trying to dive bomb, but they think that's the right move, and someone always pays the price. So far, both times it was him. I got heavy damage that didn't do anything except cosmetically change my car. Didn't even change my steering wheel. My car's got heavy damage right now. It drives exactly the same. Steering wheel's dead straight. Wow, Texer. Way to rub it in. He finishes the race and then starts messaging in the live stream while I'm still racing. We get it. Good race. You're fast. Hey, my track racer order is on the way. 4 boxes, and I am scared shitless because it's coming FedEx. And FedEx is terrible. Terrible! We have our USPS is pretty solid out here. Our UPS is hands down the best out here. Our FedEx, rough.
Yes, mate, that's P2.
So Rusty, you might need a gallon of WD-40, right? Let's see. Let me read some of these comments here that I missed. Paying attention. Are we about to see, hopefully, feel Aris's first bits of influence with the GT3s? We're about to feel his biggest change. He's been with them for a minute and been making changes, so I just don't know. Look at that. It looks like the front of my car hit a pole. Anyway, but I think this will be the biggest specific. Look at this. 24 queued up in GT3. Boring. I'm not doing it. Look at this. This is stupid. 26 queued. And then 1 for 992. $30 minutes until I'd want to race this race. God damn it. We're in a horrible moment in sim racing. It's like everyone's waiting for that something that no one seems to be bringing, if you get me. Yeah, I get it. FA6 is the close to the arcade races. Yeah, but there's still a lot of good, and I don't like... Here's the thing. I don't know why it has to be one or the other. You have to play arcade games or you have to play simulation games. Why can't you play them all? I love this game, and I've had a blast in Forza Horizon. Why can't I do both? No one's going to tell me I can't, and I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. But I don't understand why that has to be a divide there. You can like them both and enjoy them both. I don't get it. It's so confusing to me. I think I just don't understand video game brain. I don't know. I have to tune a car out of the box for me. Has no hope of winning, especially on the higher AI. Yeah, you have to start with a good default setup, in my opinion. Agree. GT, GT1, and JPs are my favorites. GT is hands down my favorite. GTE is a close second. And then the rest kind of fall in line. GTOs after that. Aris, how is PMR compared to ACC in tire model and handling aspects? Oh. Thank you, Texter. Thank you. Good job on the P1 by a mile. Favorite cars to drive? Yeah, they are good cars. Yeah, either way, FedEx is terrible. I'd never get packaged. I guarantee you my boxes are damaged. Guarantee it. I don't know how this rig arrived without damage. Truly. You can hear your own car. Nice. I like country and western. Going on, gnarly. Loving it. I haven't spent any time with the LMDH yet. I mean, if I do some customs, will people join or no? Let's just find out. Let's see what happens if I try some customs. I've had very bad luck with customs lately. Oh, that's never going to change, Texer. I'm always going to be myself, love it or hate it. But I'm always going to do my best to be respectful. You know? I'm going to talk about video games on my channel where I primarily play video games. However, I'm not going to talk about people. That shit's got to stop. Talking about people. Let people do what they want. Talk about, like, an opinion and have a rebuttal. But don't talk about the person. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand humanity. I think that's a big part of my problem. I don't understand where everybody's head's at, you know? I actually haven't driven the Vet in a minute. Let's drive the Vet. Not on Brianza, that's for goddamn sure. Damage off since it doesn't work. It's an everyone else problem. People are built. All built different. And no one has the right to make assumptions on people, especially to the ones they don't know personally. I mean, have you seen the stuff that gets said about me nonstop, Texer? Publicly? Publicly? It's literally 100% assumption. Based off my opinion of cars and video games. It's actually kind of hysterical. Here's a question for Aris. When are they going to fix the online username? Here we go. That's a good one. Yep, I will write that down. That was not on my notes. 6. Online username across all platforms. Because it's, you can see your particular platform, always. But you can't see anybody else's. It's just username. Or user number, I should say. Why not add JP1? JP1s are too fast for these cars. That's why. When you have cars that, like, you really introduce... Like, at least these classes are somewhat on pace. JP1 is so much faster, they're just going to get in the way. Or these cars are going to get in the way of JP1s, and JP1s are likely going to dive bomb corners trying to overtake too aggressively on slower cars and crash slower cars. A bit of both, Nervzy. The amount of people that shadow watch you to just talk about you later, that's a very, very common thing. I mean, that's people. That's never going to go away, and I accept that. You know? I won't name drop, though. I never intend on name dropping. Ever again. Not worth it. Even if it's not even saying a bad thing about someone. I'm just good. The name thing, I think, is a cross-platform thing. Something hard to fix, but not fully aware of. It can be. It's common, though. You know? But... yeah. When you have time to fix it. I just wish people would stop talking about people. I'm playing on all the time. The barmate couldn't care less. Like, if you want to talk about the game or cars in the game, be my guest. But why do you got to talk about people that are just living their lives? Like, are we living a soap opera? Well, we are. Have you seen The World? But, ugh. User-generated content, which usernames count as, so we have to have the ability to toggle usernames on and off at any time. Sora, is that something that you see is changeable in the future, or is it just a stuck with it type thing? Oh yeah, let me yeah, Nervzy. Yup. Yep. Is what it is. I'm just gonna do my thing and ignore it moving forward. That's my only plan. Not even addressing it. I've actually addressed it too much already by just acknowledging that it's happening. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. I just realized I didn't qualify us. What a derp. I forgot to turn on qualifying. It will be changed in the future. It's not very high priority for me at the moment due to the more gameplay-related issues. I gotcha. Whoa. Been a minute, vet. Oh, immediately so much better than the GT3s. How do these cars exist in this game and people want to drive the GT3s? Whoa, whoa. What happened to Detour right there? That was a weird one. At least on my screen, it looked like he just turned left. Oh, I love that. I miss that so much. That's what I mean by natural feeling. I gave it too much throttle there on a low-speed hairpin turn in first or second gear. It snapped the rear end out. As soon as I lifted off of the throttle, it re-gripped and recovered. That's what a real car will do, folks. You're good, Nervsy. You're good. But it's not just me, right? Like, seeing it, it's not in my head. Hell, most people bring it up to me. What happened to Detour? Did he literally crash? Like game crash or something? Because the car just drove off the track. And it didn't look like he lost control, it just looked like he was turning left, and he never stopped turning left. Yeah. Oh man, C6R, how I have missed you. Sorry I didn't do qualifying, I'll do that for the next race. I just was not paying attention. It's Forza brain. Blame everything on Forza. Wheel one light and then stop. Yeah, I was going to say, it didn't look like a natural crash. Like you lost control. It literally looked like you were, because we were in a left-hander, and it just looked like you just didn't stop turning left and just drove right off the track. Normally when you see someone lose control, they countersteer, which leads to all sorts of fishtailing action, and next thing you know, then they crash. That's because I'm a fan of this car, Nervsy. This is the only car I drive when I'm not on stream. Not that I play this game a lot off stream by comparison to on stream, but when I'm testing something in this game and it's not class specific, I'm driving this car. I just love driving it. Oof, oof. Get back on the track there. He took a detour, I heard. I see what you did there. Yes. Aris interview will be Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I asked him ahead of time, I'm like, you know that it's live and you're okay with it? He's like, he prefers live. Because I was considering doing it today, but I believe he's recording an interview with Overtake, potentially. So, expect an Overtake video next week at some point, I would imagine. But yes, Monday. Monday's the day. But he wants to talk to the community as well, so it'll be similar to how we did it with the Ryan one. That's just how I run my podcasts. And that's basically, we have our conversation first, and then once our conversation is pretty much over, or, nearing a conclusion, we divert to the chat. Yeah, all my streams are. All my streams are uploaded after they're no longer live. Oop. Overtake slammed PMR when, Tom? Like in the past or like very recently?
Final lap. Bring the car home and take this win.
In the past, yeah. You'll probably see the tone start changing simply because of Aris. He's got good rapport. That's all it takes. I really think Aris is going to fix a lot more about this game just by being a face. Like, he's obviously talented. But him just being present and being a face and being someone to point the finger at, he already said at the expo, he's sole responsibility. He is there to take all the punches. Which is good. That's what you need in a front man. The front man is there to take the abuse from the bottom and the top. Lost all my time right there. Oh well. Eagles breathing down my neck as usual. Man is just too fast. Still couldn't get the W though. Damn, man. 2.5 seconds faster. Fastest lap for fastest lap. Eagles, you need to chill, bro. Watching my stream, it seems to be running smooth as hell, to be fair. By comparison to what? What brought that up, sir? He said earlier his wheel went light and then stopped working. Yeah, Detour is pretty quick in that Lambo. Oh, no, this game... Here's the thing. The game plays great. For me, anyway. For me, it's an incredible... It's been a great experience from day one. And it's only gotten better and better as time goes on. The issues that I primarily have with this game are collisions, because it really kills the experience. I mean, realistically, good racing, there will never be collisions, so it shouldn't matter anyway. But collisions and player base. FMR 10.
That's P1. Fantastic result for the team.
If he's in the next race, I'll spectate him. Actually, let me save the replay. There we go. Replay saved. I can watch that replay now. Sorry, console guys. With Aris in charge, Pierre will win the World Series for the first time in 100 years. Yeah, he will literally be the 2004 Red Sox. They should have delayed. They absolutely should have delayed. Would the game be where it's at right now if they delayed? No. You obviously need player feedback. But, you know. Let's do Aussie V8 on Bathurst. We'll do Bathurst next, but I'm going to leave the GTs in it because I want to drive a GT. But I'll do this, Aussie V8. I'll add the Aussie V8. I don't think anybody drove any of these, so... Oh, and I gotta turn on quali as well. Yellow vet was jumping all over the screen. Are you on console or PC, Daniel? Yeah, I don't have load time issues, AJ. Truly, I don't. It's not been one of my issues. But admittedly, I am a much more unicorn experience compared to a lot of other people. Eagles, nothing but great experiences like me. We constantly talk about how we only have good experiences, so we're very confused why others have such bad experiences. But, like, I don't experience so many of the problems that people experience, you know? Admittedly, I'm on an NVIDIA graphics card. That helps in the PC space by comparison to the AMD stuff. I do have the game on console. I do occasionally play it on console. I've had good experiences on console as well. I just don't grind it on console. So, you know. Direct buy from Giants on PC. I have it on Steam for one. Whatever that's worth. See, I never had issues with load times. Never had issues with load times. My game loads up fully ready to go inside of 30 seconds. And that's loading up 100% of the mod list that's in the mod hub. It's already installed in the game, which delays it even more. See, I've never had a patch, like, fix these issues because I've never had those issues. But admittedly, like, I am much more kept up with the PC stuff. Like, our buddy Fue Loco, he's been having PC problems. And the games have been flushing out these problems, but the problems are with his PC. You know? So, I can tell you that I have an AMD CPU and an NVIDIA GPU, and I am on top of the software, and I've learned that most of the time with computer problems, it is software related. I'm not bringing any AMD argument. I'm just saying, I'm only speaking to the standpoint of I have an NVIDIA graphics card. I cannot talk about what I don't have. And thank you for the dono. I appreciate that. You're under the map? Yeah. Yeah, Nervsy, and that there, your first part of that is a big part of why I always recommend for some, not always, but for a lot of people, console is the better way to game. Because you can't play, like, you can't get into PCs to game. That might be your number one reason to want, but you have to want to understand PCs, the software, the problems, diagnosing, how to operate BIOS, things like that. If you are not willing to learn these things, respectfully, you should stick to console gaming. Because these are always going to be non-issues on console. But they will always be issues on PC. And it has nothing to do with the games. But it will always, the games will always be blamed for the problems. AMD is on console, but that's a very separate market. AMD or NVIDIA, or it doesn't really matter at that point. It's a one-trick pony, meaning it's only got one hardware loadout. So that's always going to be optimized, no matter what. Eagles is objectively under the map right now. Yeah, and that's why they, you know, you can technically do VR right now. It's not natively supported, but it's there in the code. Can be done. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the PC stuff when it comes to just troubleshooting and trying to understand things. I always have been. I love my PCs. But I highly recommend consoles to most people who don't have the patience for PC. Appreciate the dono, Skeet. Again. Oh, I can turn the line off now. I'm actually going to turn the line off now that we're in ranked. Not in ranked, I mean. Now I don't care as much. Oh! That's that shitty force feedback this game has.
Yellow flag. Slow down.
That was sarcasm. Couldn't pick up on that. Nope. PC is only good for sim racing? Say what? Oh, who the hell told you that? But I 900% disagree. PC is good for everything. Literally everything. What can you do on a console that you can't do better on a PC? That's the better question. outside of it costing less money. That's the positive. If PCs with their current technology and consoles with their current technology cost the same, there would be no point to owning a console. Period.
Session over. Check and flag this lap.
Alright, so that problematic dude's not even in here. But I would love to know if they consider allowing AI in online lobbies. Not sure why no Sims allow it. I mean, Sims allow it. You can do it in AMS2. Have AI backfill. It's actually not uncommon. I'll be right back.
Unfortunately, there's no time on the board. We'll start from the back. You will need to get your elbows out.
Yeah, PCs can get very expensive very quickly. Yeah, and by the way, guys, you are more than welcome to join my Discord if you haven't. I haven't pushed my Discord that much, but yeah, I don't allow bullshit. I am the emperor. I am the king. If you talk shit to someone, you get one single warning. If you do it again, you get kicked out and you don't come back. I don't do timeouts. It's very simple. Be respectful. If you're not going to be disrespectful, have a nice day. But you're all welcome.
You need to nail this start mate. Put the pole sitter under pressure. Let's take them into the first corner.
You saw that, right? Sora, please tell me you're in here and saw that. So it looks like that was Trev that drove through like that. There's two people literally still racing right now.
Unlucky, mate. We just didn't have the pace today. You did your best, though.
Okay. I don't know. It looks like it was Trev that drove into me. But I got immediately DQ'd from being hit. I'm on the brakes. I'm literally on the brakes right now. I got nothing for that. That is a known bug, unfortunately. Well, at least it's known. All right, let me look at the Discord quick. Eagles, are you available? Texer, you are now in the Discord. All right, we'll try that race again.
Check.
Hello, hello. Are you ready to spawn under the planet again?
Oh, you meant Discord?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I thought I wasn't allowed in the VC. Anyway, how's everyone doing?
What's up?
What's up?
I'm living the dream.
Yeah. Accidentally left. Hold on, let me join back. You got hit by someone behind and then DQ. That's ridiculous. Stupid bug.
Mm-hmm.
What the sausage? Sausage bugs. Sausage bugs.
Oh.
I'm sweating. It's fucking hot. It's very hot. It's very, very hot.
Banner AC.
What'd you think?
Banner AC. Use a fan or AC.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got fan or AC. Actually, I don't. Never mind. Don't have fan or AC. I've got my windows open, but it's not doing anything. Oh, you said. Oh, I got fan or AC. No. EJ, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I need to charge my headphones because. Where's the?
You need to pee?
No, I mean,
Okay, where's the other head? Where's the other head? Cushion for the headphone?
oh, hello, cushion.
Huh?
Oh, cushion. It's not cushion.
What is it?
It's a pad.
Oh, pad, sorry.
It's a day pad. It's somehow paying off. Big deal. Oh, shoot. Oops, sorry.
I am going to make myself a G Fuel. Be right back. I am... Yeah.
Apologies for that, EJ. Apologies for you HUD in the background. Don't worry. Anyway, bring it up. Let me. Oh. I thought I wasn't allowed in the VC, like what? Yeah, my voice each stream. Peace out. Push, 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 push. Push, 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 push. Oh, yes. Made the Aussie V8s. I love them so much. My favorite. My specialty. So glad they made it to PMR, honestly. Power! We got power on the straights. Whee! Map Panorama, one of my absolute favourite circuits. So fun. What I want for PMR is to add Le Mans. They have Daytona, they've got Nordschleife, please add Le Mans. It's my favourite track of all time. Le Mans is the best track of all time, nothing beats it. In my opinion. It's just the sheer spectacle of Le Mans, it just can't be matched. I'm sorry. For me.
V8 supercar. This is what I want. This is for a V8 supercar. And yet, the wheel doesn't work because I don't have software yet. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of them here. No software yet to use them.
That's kind of unfortunate, but you know, it happens sometimes. That's what it is. Speed and power solve many things.
Checking flag this lap. Session's over.
No idea, Nervsy. It's was supposed to be released on the 22nd. That was a week ago.
Whoa! I went off. See what we got anyway. It's probably what's been for. Oh.
Not ideal, no time to set. We'll be starting from the back of the grid. We're going to have to pass a lot of cars to get some points.
All right, let's try this again. Let's take the V8 supercar wheel for a rip. Why not? Still works as a wheel. Just no telemetry. I lied. It doesn't work. Can't shift. None of the buttons are bound right.
Come on, mate. Nail this start.
Whoa, come on, guys. Dude, really? Mr. Bad Sonics. Locked in. The second time. In one lap. Murdered again, Detour. Oh. Woo! Almost screwed that one up. Oh boy, now I am absolutely throwing the towel here. Yeah, he quit. Yeah, he's probably gonna get he's gonna get a lobby ban. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm done giving people chances. No. This is what it is. There's so few people playing it, it sucks to ban people, but like, I'd rather play with less people than people just gonna hit you. Whenever they're threatened, they just hit you. They drive around you by pushing you off the road, and then when you go to pass them, they swerve into you to stop it. Nope. I used to be a people person until people ruined it. Exactly. I haven't been a people person in like 20 years. My character flaw is that I automatically assume you're a bad person until proven otherwise. It's not a great way to go through life, but in all fairness, it's worked out for me quite well. Can't view the profile of a DQ'd person? That's stupid. Maybe I can when the race concludes.
You just missed out on the top spot. Very impressive performance though. Well done.
That's stupid! Sora! You can't view a DQ'd participant. Click on Detour, fine. Texer, fine. Brev, fine. These guys are DQ'd, can't click on them. Can't see their profiles. And those are the ones that are going to be the ones you're likely going to want to ban. The guys that ruin a race and then quit. That's stupid. Stupid. Oh, I'm the only one in my Discord. Got it. I guess I'll just leave. I was wondering why the Discord got quiet. In my defense, I don't think I've actually hit anybody myself today, which is I hit people. Not intentionally, obviously. But sometimes someone breaks before me and I'll bump them or something accidentally. Or I've been hit a couple times, but for the most part, I've been driving super cautiously, too, because I know I've been away from the game for a minute. So, well, I want to jump in a GTE on Mosport. JP2 and GTE. Drive this GT. For what it's worth, Trev, I don't feel anything different in the GTs. I don't think that the GTs have been changed at all in this update. I don't think the GTs have been touched since 2.0 released. I could be wrong, but I don't think they've been touched. For VR, would you guys go with MQ3, MQ3S? So, I don't have a lot of experience. Appreciate that, Sora. I don't have a lot of experience with the VR stuff, but I've been told MetaQuest 3 is the way to go. And it's probably what I'm going to get for when VR is a little bit more polished and a bit more native and mainstream in this game. Because I will say I really enjoyed it at the Expo. And it was, I don't want to say half finished, but it was a very, very early VR build at the Expo. And I still very much enjoyed it. And that was on a set of goggles that I did not like. Like, they were uncomfortable. They were you could tell that they're focused more on, you know, looking good and not looking like you have this big bulbous thing on your face. But the biggest problem I had with them was that my peripherals were cut off. So, like, in real life, you have your full peripheral view. And I can do this, and I can see that way. When I could see, even looking dead straight in those goggles, it was, like, black at a certain point where there was just no more screen. I didn't like that about the Pimax, is what they were. Never use a Steam frame. But yeah, I'm super anxious to use my Zeus wheels. I gotta be patient, though. I didn't pay for them. They sent them to me for review, so, you know, I'm not going to sit here and complain that I can't use them yet. I can use them. Like, I can bind all the buttons and stuff, but, like, this screen doesn't do anything. You know, detachable screen. It's pretty cool what these can do. Can't use any of them yet. I have the 3-piece, or 3-paddle, swappable paddles and stuff like that. But as of right now, though, for a one-trick pony, the FX Pro is still the way to go from a complete standpoint. I don't have the new Formula wheel. That technically is the successor to the FX Pro. The, what's it called? Zeus Formula wheel. This is the Zeus GT, or the Sport. This is the one that normally you can put the round wheel on, but I just have this one on. But this is literally what a, V8 supercar wheel looks like. Screen, this shape rim. Like if you're in the V8 supercar right now and you turn on the wheel, you'll see this, or a similar variant of it. Tom, I always enjoy this. I just don't stream it as much because it's only it's gotten harder and harder to stream. But I very much still enjoy PMR. In fact, if I were to jump in a game, get in a car, and have nobody else around me and just drive and do laps, PMR. Only PMR. No other game comes close, in my opinion. You know? Forza's a very different game, and I equally enjoy Forza as much as this, but it's a very different experience. To the point where, like, I would not call it a competitive game with each other. Like, Forza does not cannibalize PMR, and PMR does not cannibalize Forza. They are very different games. And I enjoy them both, honestly, equally. But they're, again, I don't... The racing in Horizon requires... I mean, I guess this requires to having people with somewhat etiquette. But it's a very different user base. When I play with people I know in Horizon, there's good racing. Well, when I jump in, like, online racing in Horizon, it's a shit show. Like, more so than this stuff. But outside of a few moments, I've never not enjoyed PMR. Oh. Just kidding. That moment sucked. I hate PMR. This game sucks. And by the way, me playing PMR today doesn't mean I'm done with Horizon. And when I play Horizon, that doesn't mean I'm done with PMR. Can we stop assuming these types of things? It's getting really annoying. And I'm speaking that generally to people. Not any particular person in chat or whatever. But it's super annoying that when I zig, it gets talked about. When I zag, it gets talked about. Let me do me, you do you. Everybody enjoy themselves. They're fucking video games, for Christ's sake. It's not a soap opera. It's not real motorsports. They're video games. And you're meant to have fun. Do what's fun. Got a problem? DM me. It's that simple. That'll never happen, though. Nah, I don't like PMR anymore. I know, I just spent my entire expo trip at the PMR booth because I hate the game. But unfortunately, I when it comes to PMR, there's such a small user base, and I already have to separate myself from a lot of the user base. So it really is a struggle bus right now for me in this game when it comes to just the people that play it. Too many opinions, and opinions of my opinions. Ridiculous. Play the game and enjoy it, or don't. Either way. Stop talking about people. Hey look, Eagles went faster. Shocker. This is my shocked face.
Check and flag this lap. Session's over.
I can go 115s, but man, I've never gone a 114.0. I am just not a fast driver. And I am okay with that. Oh, trust me. Trev, I get it. Trust me. I'm in my day job, I've experienced a lot more of it. Building motorcycles, I can assure you, is a lot more toxic than this. A lot more toxic. And that I'm actually successful at, unlike this. So, trust me. I got the haters. The part that's annoying is when other voices shape narratives around you. For no reason, at that. For no reason. Had to pee, so had to do it fast. Nice. I love the game and will continue to support it. There is no other sim out there that feels the way PMR feels. I agree. I agree. And, but it's, according to everybody else, it's unrealistic because the cars have way too much grip. I don't know where that brain stew comes from, but people need to go drive real cars. Any real car. Physics are physics. They don't change whether you're driving a minivan or a full-blown mental race car. Physics are physics.
Let's get a good launch. Focus on those lights.
Yeah, I do agree on the fixed setups. Very much needs fixed setups. The option for fixed setups, not taking away the ability to tune cars. The options for fixed setups.
Yellow flag, slow down, don't overtake.
AI backfill would be nice, but only as a placeholder. AI can ruin a lot of races. Like AMS2 is one of those things where the AI backfill's nice when it's like you and maybe 2 other people that are playing the game. But if you have like a lobby full of like actual players, then the AI makes it worse. Eliminating the AI makes the racing better. But the feature is nice to have, you know? But it's also, I don't think it's a priority compared to what's here already. Without any more features, what's here needs to really be polished, in my opinion. There's an option missing from the poll. I haven't left. I can only have 4 options. I've never left, despite the narrative being that I've left. And I'm a Forza guy now. Fucking brain stew, I swear to God. What is this game? What happened to Forza? I know. Wait, this is Forza Motorsport 2.0. Yeah, this car works a lot better with lower TC. You get your computer fixed yet, Flay, or what? Oh, no! Woo! Soon as that tire kissed the grass. Oh, man. This car drives good, but I like the Vet better still. The C7. I'm gonna do the C7 in the next race. I really am a Vet guy. Oh. Journal progress would be awesome. Oh, don't worry. Sora's doing it every day. Sora, I better not catch you playing Forza. Better not catch you playing Forza. You are not allowed to have a life outside of work. Race for pinks in Forza. Yeah. There's still a lot of stuff I gotta do in Forza. That's one thing that, like, Forza and Gran Turismo have, like, mastered. Is, like, the, well, especially Forza Horizon, is the, like, fetch questy RPG mentality stuff. You know? And it, listen, it's entertaining. If you're the type of person, like, if you're a completionist in an RPG, Forza will take a lot of your time. But no, regardless of what people may or may not think, my main games that I will be playing on stream and off stream, when it comes to car titles, PMR and Forza. Every other game, to find fun, it's forced. I'm forcing an experience and I'm trying to find some level of enjoyment in it. But they are two very different experiences, and they're a lot of fun. God! Where are you pulling this? Dude, that is fast, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a setup. Look at that. That's all setup, Eagles. That's all setup. Zero talent, all setup. Zero talent, all setup. Right? Right. Just kidding, Eagles. You're my hero. Eagles does beat me in everything we play, though. It is kind of bullshit. It is kind of bullshit. He beats me in literally everything. Alright. Let's see. I want to get in the vet. Because I love the vet. I'm going to get in the orangutan one. And now let's do... Pick a track, folks. I'll do whatever. We haven't done Nords in forever. God, this here is just like my happy place. It really is. It's funny. Like, even though this is a very different experience from Forza, and you really can't compare the games, Nords is better than both the game and Forza. Nords is the best. Imola it is. I know you're taking the piss, but I most likely will not be playing Forza until J and P. Okay. Well, hopefully that means you're going to have it done soon. Oh boy. Toker, you are now in the Discord. Texer says, Forza Horizon 6 community races. I like that idea. I like that idea. The reality is that Forza Horizon 6 and Project Motor Racing, for me, from a streaming standpoint, are not going away. Truly. So, just letting you know. One is not replacing the other. I don't ever stick to one game. It's a longer road in terms of streaming success. But I fundamentally will always disagree with only playing one game and being known for playing one game. Honestly, it's bad business. Some of the biggest streamers that are for example, who play Gran Turismo 7, I'm talking bigger streamers who play Gran Turismo 7. If they deviated away from Gran Turismo 7, it would literally being starting over for them. They'd retain some viewership, but most of the views that they would retain are the people that are expecting them to go back to playing Gran Turismo 7. I will say this, Daniel, and I've said it before. I think from a street car standpoint, the production cars in Forza Horizon 6, I don't mean the heavily modified production cars. I mean the way they are in their most native state. Super authentic. They feel awesome. And a lot of them I've driven in real life, stock cars, they drive like that. They genuinely drive like that. Obviously, when you start slapping on a whole bunch of aftermarket stuff in the game, it gets very unrealistic very quickly. But the production cars on the vintage tires, such a good street car experience. Such a good street car experience. Better than Gran Turismo 7, better than AC Evo, better than any other experience I've ever had when it comes to a production street car. And that is factoring in realism. Way better. Way better. But that being said, the most unrealistic aspect of Forza Horizon is the lack of actual racetracks and that type of sort of if someone takes Forza Horizon 6 and mods in some actual racetracks, that's a compelling reason to race cars, especially if you're gonna, let's just say we wanted to do a here, let me bring up the picture. Right here. This Daytona. Phenomenal driving car in the game. Phenomenal driving car in the game. If someone modded in some racetracks, just having everybody drive this car as a Shelby Daytona race would be such a great racing experience from what's already there, you know? I'm a big street car fan. Massive, massive street car fan. So when a game does street cars right, I appreciate it. Like right now, AC Evo, there is no point for street cars to be in that game. No point. No point whatsoever. They drive so unrealistically bad. So unrealistically bad that I'll never be able to enjoy street cars. And if you can't modify them to make them drive better, then they shouldn't be in that game. They just drive terrible. Nothing about them resembles real life in AC Evo. They all drive like they're sitting around on 4 motorcycle tires on all 4 corners. That being said, though, race cars, PMR crushes Forza, obviously. Obviously. but they are very different games. And I'm having... Honestly, Forza Horizon 6 coming out was the best thing for PMR for me. It allows me to separate myself from playing the only other racing game that I like and not feeling like I'm stuck only playing one game that I enjoy. Now there's two that I enjoy. So when this game pisses me off, I can go fuck off to Forza Horizon 6 and have some fun there, doing who knows what. Driving through the woods in a truck. Whatever. Blowing off steam. And then when that gets like dated and boring and I need a more authentic racing experience, boom! Back on PMR. Feels fresh again. Today feels fresh. Today feels great. And it's the same game. Just time away. So yeah, point of that ramble is don't stick to one game. Ever. Spread it out. Have some fun. You know?
Not ideal. No time was set. We'll be starting from the back of the grid. We're going to have to pass a lot of cars to get some points.
I still think, though, ranked is the most unfinished aspect of PMR so far. Like, for me, if I can populate lobbies with people who want to race and want to race well, this blows away ranked. Blows away ranked. Not even close. And single player with the AI, I have fun. Reality is, folks, just for each class of car you like to drive, dial the AI up or down to where it matches your skill set. A lot of fun. A lot of fun there. It's really just ranked. I think ranked is this game's biggest crutch from a game mode standpoint. Obviously, there's problems that across all the modes that are the same problem, but from a pure mode standpoint, ranked is the most underwhelming.
Let's stay out of trouble in the first few corners.
It's been getting better, but the whole game's been getting better, so that's kind of a moot point. Trying to give space, even if it means I lose position. Car that's not in my class. Last thing I want to do is take it out. Oh, blew it. I knew it. I knew that entry was going to be foobarred. Did not have a good line right there. Too much entry speed. And I got on the brakes at the wrong time. That seems to be very specific to the Vet. Is it needs a bit of a brake balance adjustment, I think. I just can't remember which way it was. If I have to favor the back more or the front more. I want to say I go 55. Because this car, you can't trail brake. You have to brake and then turn. If you're braking while turning, trail braking, the rear end will come out on you. See, like right there. That was all braking that caused that. Because as soon as you get off the brakes, the car will straighten right out. Straighten right out. But when you start to lose the rear end because you're on the brakes, your natural instinct is to kind of like, you know, shit, we gotta stop. We're losing the rear end of the car. So it makes you hit the brakes even harder, which causes you to spin out even more. What I like about this Vet, it's a very technical car to drive. It's very well planted, but can also very easily kill you, making mistakes. Yep. Anyway. This race is foobarred. I gotta piss. Imola, I don't know Imola enough to not drive without a line. I don't know braking zones well enough. What is your hangout chill room on the server? Well, technically any one of them is. I don't have I don't moderate my Discord like that. But just try and keep the subjects somewhat relatable to the room you're in. So if you look at my Discord, you've got, let's see, EJR Cast, which that is specific to the podcast stuff, so avoid that one. The affiliate section, avoid that one. Live events is really just for me posting stuff. General discussion is where the real, I would say, random chatter. That's where you would put the most generically random stuff. Stream ideas, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. Texer just put one in there. FH6 community races, that's a good idea. Sim rig discussion, that's if you want to nerd out about your sim rig stuff. Let's see. PMR section, if you want to discuss that, PMR discussion. Forza Horizon 6. Community. I did add a community content section for Forza Horizon 6 since it's got such a good snapshot picture-taking portion of the game. I know B. Salient does a lot of it. He's into that. Got LMU, Race Room, AMS2, Wreckfest 2, iRacing, F125, ACC. Basically, just whatever it is you want to talk about, apply it most generally to the subject of the game. But if you don't know, if it's just completely generic talk, then the general, what was it called? I already forgot. I don't even know my own Discord. The random chatter under general discussion would be where to put it. But either way, though, I'm not going to police you. Meaning, if you're talking about ACC under PMR, I'm not going to be move this to ACC. I don't care. I truly don't give a shit. But if you're being a cunt to someone, and you get and by cunt, I mean genuinely being a cunt. Not having back and forth joking around with people, but you're being out of line, you'll get a warning. You get one warning. And if you don't handle it from there, here's the thing, you could say whatever you want to, if you have an individual issue with a person in the Discord, Message that person. I am not going to punish someone because of something you think about something that happened somewhere else. However, I will only punish people who are posting things in the Discord that shouldn't be posting certain things. You'll get a warning, and then you're kicked out. You don't get timed out. None of that shit. I'm not this whole hand-holding. Be an adult. If you can't be adult, I'm going to remind you that you're not being an adult and handle it elsewhere. And if you still can't be an adult and handle it elsewhere, I'm giving you a permaban. And that's the end of it. It's a very simple system. But I think it works. I am judge, jury, and executioner. I will not ban you because someone else says to ban you. I will make that solo judgment call. Because at the end of the day, it is my Discord, which means it's my house. I'm the only one that makes the rules. Now, I think I'm pretty fair, obviously. But that's how I run the ship. My ship. Don't like it? Walk the plank. Where did I see? He said it was shipped. Ah, 7 tracking numbers for this rig. Ugh. 7 tracking numbers. By the way, too, there's a good chance that when the new rig comes in and I make sure everything has arrived properly, because I'm worried about FedEx more than anything else.
Not quite quick enough for the win, but P3 is a very good result.
Once I'm going to build the rig on the side, but once that... I'm usually pretty quick with this stuff, but once I confirm that I have everything that I need and nothing's damaged and all that stuff, I'm going to start the teardown of this one. And once this one goes under teardown, I won't be streaming until I'm 100% ready to stream again. So there might be a few days there that, you know... I got a TR120. The track racer equivalent of your ASR4, basically. I was going to get the 160, which would be like an ASR Pro, but it was out of stock, and I don't care enough about the dimensional difference. It's only the baseboards that are 160 versus 120. But they're both overkill, so... Especially since I don't have motion, neither of them make even sense. Honestly, the TR80 is probably fine for not having motion. But, you know, I only want to buy one more rig. I don't want to keep up. This is already my 4th rig, you know. Although, admittedly, one of those 4 is also... It wasn't to replace one, it's to have an additional. This one will be for sale, though, once I confirm the TR120 is good to go. And I'm never going to go back to this one. This is a very, very good rig. I do very much like it. All right. I got time for 1 to 2 more races. I don't even know what that is, Daniel. No, I do not have one of those. I just Googled it. I was going to say, like, it's basically a protractor and a plumb bomb. I've never heard that word, though. Honestly, I just use old school measurements. A level, tape measure. Stuff like that. I've literally never heard that word before. Clinometer. Never heard that before. Learn something new every day. Look at that. PMR of good backing from Giants? Yes, very much so. I'm telling you, like, I know it's hard because you guys weren't there, and these are just my words. But prior to the expo, I would say my lowest with PMR in terms of like just frustration, you know. But after the expo, I very much have a much more like refreshed, positive mindset towards the game. Giants was there. Obviously, Straightforward was there. Aris and Ryan were there. Ryan, who we've had on stream before on podcast. Aris will be on Monday. The Giants guys, though, like, I mean, as soon as I got out of VR, like, got out of the rig and took the headset off, the guy pulled me aside. He's like, "So what'd you think? Is it good? What's bad about it? What don't you like about it?" Like, you can tell Giants is hungry. Appreciate that, Daniel. You can tell Giants is hungry to make this game, like, well received. You know, it wasn't just like some egotistic. I got zero ego out of the entire thing, truthfully. No problem. For performance in 4K. What do you have for a rig again? Mainly just CPU and GPU. But yeah, the good thing about Giants backing them, Giants does have money. They are not by any means a broke company. They cornered the market on farm sim and have had wild, wild success with it. So trust me when I say they're not going to pull the plug on PMR until it is absolutely necessary, and that's the end of it. There's a reason why, like, Aris is saying things like several years of support, blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you the conversations between Aris and Giants are very positive. Sure, there's lots of criticisms in there, but I feel like the grand scope of thing... Oh, wait for Trev? Yeah. But I feel like the grand scope of things, yeah. I think I see a lot of positive in the future of this game. Regardless of how negative it might seem right now, how dead-endish it could seem at times, I do see a good amount of positivity coming out of the game in the long run. But it won't be for the impatient. Carry on your eating? Okay. It will not be for the impatient. By the way, this might be my favorite Simagic rim. Really, really, really cool design. Here we go, marketing, right? The sides, so you're 9 and 3, where you're primarily holding onto the wheel most of the time, is that perforated sort of like rubber, but it's a very hard rubber, but it's perforated. So it's great for anti-sweat, and even if you do sweat, you're still gripped up. But top and bottom, got your suede, Alcantara, microfiber, whatever you want to call it. Got all of it. Because, like, I have a, what do you call it? Oh, and it also detaches from these 3 points right here. So you can swap the rim onto just about anything. But I have my Sparco Alcantara wheel. And you have to wear gloves, or you will destroy the microfiber, or the suede, or the Alcantara, whatever you want to call it. Whereas this, you can still grab it, but you're not sitting there just beating on it the whole time. Really nice rim. Big fan. Because before it was typically always all Alcantara or all, like, you know, rubber. I hear you, Daniel. I mean, I have plenty of tools. I've just never heard of that particular one. But, like, I have a protractor. I have an angle finder. Hell, I even got a laser, you know? But, and then obviously I've got all sorts of different levels and things like that. But I've never heard of a clinometer. Never heard of it. Ever. I actually, fun fact, used to work for Electric Boat building submarines. And still never heard of it. Worked around pipe fitters. Structural engineers. Never heard that word before. That's cool, though. I like learning something new. Basically, like, that's plumb bomb territory, you know? If I have an angle finder, you have a clinometer. I've just never heard that word, I guess, before. Like, I've heard angle finder. Obviously. Oh, we're going H pattern for this. Oh, H pattern shut off. No, we're not. Hold on, we're gonna freak this thing out for a second here. It's H pattern. My only troubling Simagic component. Unplug it. Plug it back in. There we go, we're back. I'm not picking you apart. I'm just saying I've never heard that before. I literally had to Google it. That's cool. I like words. I like fancy words that no one's ever heard before. Makes me feel smarter than I am. No, I'm very much, like, I'm going to be taking my time putting the new rig together. It sucks. There is part of my brain that's wired, like, wrong. I love tinkering. Love tinkering. That's what got me into, like, the hobby side of building cars, building bikes, building all that stuff. I love building computers. I love tinkering. I need something to fiddle fuck around with. But I also don't want too big of a, like, a build up. What the hell? Shifter stopped working again. All right, we're going back to the paddles. I gotta take the shifter apart and fix it. I do have a rebuild kit for it, but it just sucks. I shouldn't have to do it. Here in this video, yeah, this is my favorite GTO. I love the Mercury Cougar. I wish they would put 100 more horsepower into the IROC or the Camaro, the 3rd gen. Whoa! That was upshifting through throttle right there. This fucking stupid shifter. I drive this car annoyingly way better with an H pattern instead of the paddles. Alright, we're working again. It's internal. I gotta take it apart and fix it. I just don't care. They must have tweaked the force feedback in this most recent update for the older cars, because the wheels just feel a lot heavier. I'm running defaults. Like I said, I only run default setups. Unless it's like a super obvious, easy change with a benefit. I don't chase suspension. I don't care. I don't care. And I feel like the force feedback, the wheel is just overall better for these older cars. I noticed it with the Ford Falcon, and now I feel it again with this Cougar. Gotcha.
Unfortunately, there's no time on the board. We'll start from the back. You'll need to get your elbows out.
Damn. Seems everybody wants to drive the old Cougar. Poor Texer, he's driving by himself. I don't know how I'm going to do in this. This track is, this is one of those tracks where you really have to be, like, mentally dialed in for, because it's so easy to miss braking zones and drive right off the track. You have many hours from farming sim? Aris seems to love this engine. That's one of the talking points I'm going to talk about, is what he thinks about the farm sim engine.
Okay, mate, you can do this. Let's stay out of trouble in the first few corners.
I'm going to start using my soundboard more. Wow, what a gentle kiss of the track limits right there. Gotta be gentle, boys! That's the only way I can get in front of Eagles, is if he pushes too hard and crashes. Wow, literally everybody quit except Eagles. Alright, last race, boys. I can feel the day fading. Just might as well just back out, Eagles. I wasn't gonna... Yeah. No, not Daytona. Mid-Ohio.
Fantastic driving. You are the winner.
I am the winner, and I did nothing to earn it. What are you sorry for, Tech? What did you do? What did you do? Well, this is going to be the last one. This race, and then I'm calling it first stream. I just got... Oh, okay. Looks like I'm solo. Maybe this won't be. Maybe that was my last one. Let's get a little spicy. Get a little spicy.
It's a special part of a race because you can get into a rhythm, really get into quite a special zone, and there is something different about driving in the night, that you do end up in a different state of karma, very much more in your own world. It's hard to describe it, but once you've existed in that plane, it's something that really touches you. One of my best experiences was hammering along the Mulsanne straight at 200 miles an hour at Le Mans, with that white line just disappearing through the middle of the car, and just feeling like I was in the best place in the world.
Have a good one, Tech. Thanks for playing. Feel free to chit-chat in the Discord if you want. That's what it's there for. All right, are we going to get anybody else in here? Or is this going to be a 1v1? Wait. Oh, I don't have mods enabled. I would say we'll just do a modded race, but... I'm gonna piss quick. No, not Bisquick. All right. Basically. And then when I'm driving... or when someone hits you. And then, of course, anytime I get behind the wheel. Alright, without driving these cars, I'm going to just do things that I know worked before. A little more rear wing. Clutches. Engine braking. We want as little of that as... I'm glad they added that. What's minimum engine braking like? I assume this is going to make it have less engine braking. I'm just going minimum. I'm curious to see what it drives like. We're just going to dive right in and see what happens.
A few moments later.
Good luck, mate. You can win this.
Oh no, there's like no engine braking. I might have screwed up. That's an interesting one. I didn't think it was going to hold revs at idle. It keeps driving. Oh no. Oh no, oh my god, force feedback, bro. Alright, so I'm definitely going to have to play with that setting. Yeah, there's some gnarly oscillation. Oof. Jesus. I'll probably jump in every once in a while, gnarly. But I'm not going to sit there and watch it. Definitely an interesting car. Drives really good. I mean, I'm on softs. I got more. Jesus, the oscillation is terrible. The default force feedback is absolutely terrible. Other than that, though, it seems pretty good so far. I actually like the holding a rev up when I'm off the throttle because it drives me smooth instead of hard decelling. I like it a lot, actually. I like the resistance of the force feedback, but this heavy oscillation does not feel good. Limberto, you still watching? I know you've been playing with these and we run the same shit, same hardware. So what are you doing to mitigate this oscillation? Can't get the wheel. Yeah, tell me there's not oscillation when I let go of the wheel. Sim Race would be like, well, just don't let go of the wheel. All right. Okay. I just want to make it to the back stretch. This force feedback is crushing my hands right now. Whoa, hello. I actually think these cars are pretty easy to drive. Unpopular opinion, they're easier to drive now. Doesn't make them worse or better. I mean, I think they drive better, but they are easier to drive. Force feedback, though, that needs a massive adjustment. Massive adjustment. All right, here we go. Watch my wheel once I get into 7th gear. This is all default force feedback. Ow, 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 ow. I can't grab the fucking wheel. Tell me there's not oscillation. I can't even grab the fucking wheel. My hands are going to be bruised. Trying to grab the wheel. So I could tell you that I don't need any of the rear downforce I added. I don't need it. I don't think the rear end even attempted to slide. And I was driving to try and slide the rear end. So I don't need any rear downforce added anyway over it. Might even be able to pull some out of it, honestly. The engine braking, making that minimum, basically drove the car through turns. But that was a really easy car to drive, minus the force feedback. Heavy oscillation, so I gotta figure out... I gotta talk to Limberto, because Limberto has the exact same machine that I have. Oof. If you can remove the sensitivity of the steering at higher speeds, then it drives pretty good. It's kind of odd. I use the same suspension on my mod. Yeah, that drives nothing like your mod. Nothing like your mod whatsoever. Completely different experience right there. All right, that's enough for me. Time to get off. Overall, good day, though. I had fun. Let me put up the results of this guy right here. Looks like Better Online Ranked is the #1 mode that people want to be, will bring people back to it. So, Air, for any developer watching at the moment, if there are any, if Sora is still here, what will bring you back to PMR? Better online ranked, better single player, better casual multiplayer, or more features, same delivery of what we currently have. And out of 86 votes, the winner was 40% better online ranked. And like I've said, I think that's the biggest game mode that's a miss in this game at the moment, is the ranked. So there you go. The polls don't lie. Polls do not lie. GG's, Kev. That's going to do it for me, folks. I'll be back Monday with the Aris interview. Really not really an interview, more of a podcast. Those are different things, by the way. Interviews are just questions. Podcasts are conversation and light banter. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you all have a good weekend. I will be playing Forza and probably PMR throughout the weekend randomly off stream. In the Discord, if anybody is interested in playing, I don't really check the PMR Discord for people looking to play. But if you are looking to play PMR or Forza, post it in my Discord. That I will see. That being said, hope you all have a good weekend, and I will see you all Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good one.